A film I rewatched recently was Guy Ritchie's The Man From U.N.C.L.E. from 2015. Whilst watching, it got me thinking how engaging each action-orientated scene was. So in this video, I'm going to try and dissect two different fight/action-orientated scenes to try and find out how a run-of-the-mill action scene can feel fresh, new and exciting. So the two scenes that I'll be looking at today are the East Berlin car chase scene and the public toilet altercation.
Do you mind terribly if I borrow your car?
So this is the first action sequence of the film. Straight after the titles, we're still getting introduced to our main protagonists/anti-heroes, Gabby, Solo and Kuryakin. I've butchered that pronunciation. The two different mindsets between Gabby and Solo contrast very nicely with each other. Due to the circumstance they find themselves in, Gabby is rather tense, understandably, because they're in danger, whereas Solo has a rather calm nature about him. The feel of the scene also gives way to a slightly comedic moment, as Solo is hiding at the back of the car, lying down to avoid detection, and is winding down the window with his foot. The constant movement of the camera or characters creates a rather boxed-in feeling, which makes it rather tense just before the actual car chase starts. This is then followed by a great Dutch tilt movement as Kuryakin reaches for the gun on the passenger seat. The build-up of tension and audience anticipation is really defined in this one moment just before the car chase starts. This is then followed by a very nice transition. The transition from mid-shot of Gabby and Solo in the front car to a wide angle to establish the position of each vehicle to finish off to another mid-shot from the pursuing car is a very interesting way of viewing a car chase, and to me feels very fresh and exciting and new. I absolutely love the handbrake turn to throw off the assailant and to parallel park the car. Who doesn't love a handbrake turn? Plus the use of the camera mirroring or complementing the movement on screen makes for a very dynamic style, and it makes even the most mundane scene seem visually interesting. So this is the first scene where we meet our three main characters. From Gabby not trusting Solo, to them running away from Kuryakin, who's trying to stop Solo from getting Gabby over the Iron Curtain, it shows off all the skill sets all of our main characters have, which complement each other's skills very nicely. So then for when the characters are forced to work together later on in the film, they form the perfect team. And the audience knows this because of all of their skills being shown off in this 3.5 minute action scene at the start of the film. I really like a fight scene in an enclosed space. I didn't actually realise until studying these two scenes for this video that this is the next time that Solo and Kuryakin meet after East Berlin. So in that in mind, it's quite nice to see the progression of each character's mindset from East Berlin to this scene. The style of cinematography is very close up and messy, a style that Guy Ritchie loves to use to make each fight scene feel very real and authentic, not rehearsed. The camera is handheld to highlight the deliberate choreographed style and to enforce the controlled mess of the scene. The use of a low angle shot as Solo kicks to propel himself in the same direction as the audience's gaze is very aesthetically pleasing and makes the kick feel more powerful, all because of this shot that's been used. High angle shots are used throughout the sequence to establish the position of each character as they make their way around the set. This also draws the audience's eye to the destruction caused by this little scrap. All the shots used allow for quick cutting, making the pacing feel very fast paced and panicked. Probably much like the mindset of Solo. It's still shot in a way where the audience knows what's going on and where the characters are positioned, allowing for us to sit back and enjoy an incredible choreographed fight scene from all angles. Despite the fast-paced, desperate, messy fight, the whole feel of the scene is kept in the same slightly light-hearted tone as the East Berlin scene, due to the slight indication of comedic elements. The occasional shot of Sanders peering over his shoulder, watching the action unfold around him while using the facilities, creates for a great juxtaposition and uplifts the scene in a very Guy Ritchie kind of way. Having a fight scene in an enclosed space such as a public toilet allows for the environment to be used as a tool in this said sequence. There's just something entertaining about people smashing into things rather than a scrap. In conclusion, what's happened to the lighting? The sun's gone in and the lighting's changed, so I do apologise. In conclusion, Guy Ritchie's style of storytelling just speaks to me. It constantly makes old experiences feel brand new or told in a slightly different way. 2015 The Man From U.N.C.L.E is another action comedy. A genre in this era of films that we see pretty much all the time. Now 2015 was a year after Guardians of the Galaxy was released. Now this film is aware that it's an action comedy. And by taking its tones, its story, its message, everything, by taking that in a slightly different way and telling it to audiences in a slightly different way, we're able to experience run-of-the-mill things that we take for granted in new lights, new experiences. It inspires my imagination. It's just putting your own flair into what you love. And that's what I love about Guy Ritchie, Edgar Wright, more independent directors. Because you can see the world through their eyes. I also love the sense of humour in the majority of Guy Ritchie's work. I just find his films hilarious. So you've just seen another one of my videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to keep watching and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. To Louis Marcus's YouTube channel. That's me, by the way. In case you were wondering.